Barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. How you guys doing? Like coming from everywhere. Chirp, 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 chirp everywhere. Strange. So today we'll be indulging ourselves in some Palestinian ice cream. Yes, Palestinian. It literally says a product of Nablus, Palestine. I don't know if you guys can see it. Nablus. Here, can you guys see that? This is right there. Nablus, Palestine. There you go. Palestinian ice cream. These birds really don't like me, man. These birds. 4 flavors. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're eating out of the tub. That's so rude. But you know what? No one else. No, this has been sitting around for a long time, and no one's eating it. So it's safe to assume no one wants it. Hmm. Good. Good stuff. It's also visually appealing. That's what I like about it. Like purple. Doesn't purple just look edible? To be honest, I couldn't really tell you what the purple is, though. Tastes like... It kind of reminds me of gum, but it's not... It doesn't taste like gum. It doesn't... I don't know how to describe it. The white one is definitely... Looks like Play-Doh. I guess it kind of... From far away, it does. The orange one, I'm gonna bet is Sherbet Ice Cream. Yep. Orange one is definitely Sherbet. I mean, just on a whim, I'm gonna say this. The pink is probably strawberry. Strawberry, raspberry, some kind of berry. The purple, on the other hand, I still can't figure out what it is. Listen to this. Vanilla, so I was right. Tutti Frutti flavored milk ice cream with, okay. Strawberry and mango flavored sherbet. Okay, that's very specific. Okay, so I was right. So this is mango flavored sherbet. All right. I mean the white's vanilla. What was it? Vanilla and Tutti Frutti. Okay, so I'm gonna guess the Tutti Frutti's the pink. And hold on, wait. Vanilla, Tutti Frutti. So wait, that's vanilla. That's Tutti Frutti. That's mango sherbet. Wait a minute. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, hold on a second. This is a bit confusing. It says vanilla and Tutti Frutti flavored ice cream with vegetable fat. Okay, now I'm guessing vegetable fat. These birds just won't shut up. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say the vegetable fat is not a flavor. I hope not. Vanilla and Tutti Frutti, I think that's one flavor, because you know. Wait, is it though? Okay, vanilla, Tutti Frutti milk. Wait, and Tutti Frutti flavored milk ice. This is too confusing, man. Because look, vanilla, Tutti Frutti flavored milk ice with vegetable fat, strawberry, mango flavored sherbet. There's and the milk. There's like 5 or 6 different names in there. There's 4 flavors. I can't tell what's what. I generally can't figure out what this purple is. I guess we'll never know. Vanilla has to be the white. Has to be. Tutti Frutti flavored milk ice with vegetable fat. How many flavors is that? Tutti Frutti flavored milk ice with vegetable fat. I don't think vegetable fat is a favorite. Yeah, just eat it all. Yeah, you know I'm just gonna do that. Well, I'm really overthinking this. 1 big spoon. Oh, 1 big. Okay. Right down the middle. Okay. Right down the middle. Right down the middle, all in one. See, I just went in the middle. I'm not gonna eat in front of you guys. You thought I was gonna fall for that? Mm-mm. Oh. Yep. I'm definitely gonna get a brain freeze soon. It's not gelato, but it's good. Never thought I'd hear someone call it tutti frutti. Tutti frutti, tutti frutti. Come on, man. Tutti frutti, tutti frutti. Is it tutty? I don't know, man. Maybe that's like maybe that's how they, maybe a European thing. I don't know. That's good. The vanilla it tastes like vanilla, but it tastes like a different kind of vanilla. I don't know how to describe it. It's tutti fruit tutti. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I said. Alaikum assalam Jumbo. Sorry guys, sorry, the birds flying around. I haven't been keeping up with the messages. Or not messages, live chat. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything important. How are you? Let's see. I'm good. I gotta make did that. Just eat it. Make scoop. Never thought I'd heard someone call it tutti frutti. Yeah, khudar tutti frutti. Alaikum assalam Jumbo. Oh, that's not good. I'll just leave it down there. No, a short two and shed the on the T. Tutti. This is too complicated, man. I'm just gonna eat, okay? I can't handle this, man. I'll take a few more bites and I'm gonna go put it away because it's melting. I'm not really a huge fan of the vanilla ice cream, but this, I don't know why, this vanilla ice cream tastes kind of different than other vanilla ice cream I've had before. I can't describe it. Now, I was partially correct on the orange. It's mango sherbet. I just said sherbet. Those birds, man. I think those might be from the other side. I don't know. Nope. I definitely had too much. I'm gonna take one more bite and I'm gonna put it back. It's starting to look more like soup now that it's starting to melt. Actually, no, it's pretty much melted. It's melted a lot, actually. One more bite. Oh. Oh. Here, I'm gonna go put this away in the freezer. I'm getting thirsty, so I got some Jericho. I'm not drinking in front of you. I don't know if that's normal. Normal? Yeah. Oh, by the way, interesting thing. Speaking of Jericho, they keep flying over me onto the balcony above me. The bird are plotting something. Watch your back. I know, right? Nice. Speaking of Jericho, if you guys saw my video of... Oh, wait. Have I posted that? Oh, I haven't posted it yet. I'm such an idiot. Snap. Oh, wow. Dang, I don't think I ever posted it. Did I? No, I didn't. No. The most recent one. Okay, I'm taking it back. I'm thinking I already posted my... But I'll tell you guys about it though. Yeah, I did film a trip when I went to Jericho, the oldest city in the world, oldest city in Palestine and in the whole world for that matter. And I actually saw the plant where the manufacturing plant where they actually bottle Jericho water. It was the coolest thing ever. It's like iconic, right? Most popular water in California, in Palestine. There's some other ones. You guys have seen me drink Sophia and a few others. I think there's another one called Vivian. There's a few others. But Jericho water, symbol of Palestine. Yeah, alhamdulillah. But yeah, I did, so before I even talk about my Jericho trip, I did go to the Dead Sea a few days prior to that. And I filmed it, and I filmed there, and you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube short I posted. But here's the thing, this is strange. I don't know how this works, so pay attention. The first day today's the third day it's been up. I posted it 2 days ago. It basically got 100 views in a day. Not that great, whatever. The next day, within the next 24 hours, it was up to 1,300 views. How does that, I don't know how that works. I genuinely cannot figure out how that works, but first 24 hours, 90 something views. 24 hours later, 1,300 views. But then the weird thing is, after that, it just flatlined again. Now it's still at, I think it's still at 1,300, as far as I'm aware. And also another thing, by the way, another strange thing. On the YouTube Studio app, it updates the number of views faster than on YouTube itself. So basically, I looked at YouTube itself, it said the video had 800 and something views, but then I went to the YouTube Studio app, and at the same time, it said it had 1,300 views. So, and I know it updates faster, because what happens is when it stops getting views, it's like there's a bird nest above me. When basically this one updates faster than this one, but then when the views stop, this one's gonna keep updating, and it'll eventually, both numbers will match. But initially oh snap, it's windy right now. It is very windy, sorry about that. But initially it's the number on YouTube, the YouTube Studio app, is the accurate one. It's the most up-to-date one. And so that was so strange. And when I saw the analytics for how fast the views went, basically it went like this. It was like, psh, and then like that. Like it literally was like, just one very steep slope. It was so strange. I don't know what happened within those 24 hours. That didn't happen in the previous 24 hours. I have no idea. I can't figure it out. But that was crazy. That was like, that's only happened a handful of times for me. It's awesome. Alhamdulillah. And so that was the Dead Sea trip. The thing is though, when it comes to the Dead Sea, honestly, that might have been my favorite, other than Jerusalem. Hands down, Jerusalem's the best. Other than Jerusalem, and maybe these amazing birds, background choir, going to the Dead Sea might have been my favorite thing, other than Jerusalem, because it sounds like it's coming from all around me, above me, below me, from there, because it's quite literally coming from all over. It is a funny thing, yeah, Khudr. And so, but the funny thing is, so went to the Dead Sea, took my family. I'm gonna try my best to ignore these birds. Went to the Dead Sea with the whole family. The funny thing is, when you're in the Dead Sea, it feels amazing. Like you literally just take a complete mud bath everywhere. It was awesome. And what do you call it? And of course, you guys probably have heard how you can just float. You can just lay back and float. I literally had my legs crossed and was like laying on my back like this. It's completely effortless. It's not like you kind of float. Like you completely float. It's the best thing ever. And I was like, but if you're gonna float, give it.
Oh, is that you? Okay, no, sorry. I thought it was
رمزي مشغول.
Excuse me. Okay. Bye.
No problemo.
Don't forget to close.
أكيد ولا ما تخافي. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's a complete effortless floating, right? That's the best thing ever. And the only negative to that is if you have like a cut anywhere, like a minor cut, you'll notice it. Because, quite literally salt in an open wound. So like, I was like, oh, I forgot about that cut or that scrape or whatever the hell you have. I had like on that foot or on my back. Ow, I had that scratch right there. You feel everything, but it feels amazing though. It's not that bad. It just feels amazing. The one thing you don't want to do, it's like, oh, I got something in my eye. I can't tell you. One of my sisters actually did that. She was like, oh man, I can't see. And I'm like, What did you think was gonna happen? Come on, man. I mean, I feel like I could see myself making that mistake as well, but it's like, come on, you might if you're gonna do that at the Dead Sea, the saltiest body of water in the world, you might as well just take salt and that on your eyes if you're gonna do that. But I mean, in general, the trip was amazing. There were a lot of foreigners there. Foreigners. I mean, like there was actually a group from Kenya. Like I know they were from Kenya because they literally were walking around in a group and they had a Kenyan flag walking around. So I mean, that was crazy. What are your thoughts when people say because God's punishment came down on the Dead Sea area that you shouldn't hang out there? I don't know. I've actually never heard that before. I don't know. Yeah, I can't comment on that because I've never heard of that before. But in any case, no, it's absolutely great. I did a complete mud bath like everywhere, right? You know, face, neck, everywhere. Like I even like asked my sister, I'm like, am I missing a spot on my neck somewhere? And she's like, no, you got everything covered. Everything, you know, everything covered. And yeah, eventually you wash it off. But when I washed it off, my hands felt so smooth, like in a way, like I was like, whoa, like I was like, how do I feel so smooth? Like it just felt amazing. Of course, when I went home later, I was like, okay, now I feel the same. But maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe it's what's the word? A superstition, maybe I don't know. But that was fun. I filmed that, and that got 1,300 views. That was amazing. Again, don't know how. 24 hours, 90 views. Another 24 hours, 1,300 views. And then 24 hours later, same number of views. No views gone up. So I don't know how that works. I've heard Sodom and Gomorrah was there. Yeah, I've heard that too. I'm not really. That's a good question, actually. I actually didn't really look into it. But in any case, that was one day. And then a few days later, went to the city of Jericho, which is the city right there, like right next to the Dead Sea. Oldest city in the world, also the lowest city in elevation in the world. Because if you guys saw that the YouTube short, the Dead Sea was like 430 meters below sea level, which is insane, subhanAllah. I don't recall how far Jericho was, but Jericho was also below sea level. I know that for a fact. And did two things. Firstly, went to the Mount of Temptation. For those who don't know, the Mount of Temptation is where Christians believe Christ was tempted by Satan, right? I mean, a lot of us who've watched Dawah content probably have heard that story before. It sounds familiar. When Satan literally, supposedly, picked up Jesus, took him for a ride up the mountain, right? It's a very tall mountain, by the way. You take a gondola up there. You guys can. I'll definitely post the video soon. You have to take a gondola up to the. You could walk. You could. In fact, one of my uncles said they used to when they used to go on trips, but now there's a gondola. It's the view is absolutely insane. You can actually see from the top of the mountain. Of course, the view is amazing. The view of Jericho, the city of Jericho. The view of you can also see the Dead Sea off to the right side. You can see a mountain, and there's a mountain line. The entire horizon is covered in a mountain line, and that entire mountain line is Jordan, right? Because obviously Jericho is very close to the border between Palestine and Jordan, and so you can literally see quite far into Jordan. You can see like I said, the entire ridge line, the entire mountain line. You can see from that view is Jordan. Everything you see, and you'll see what I mean when I post that short, inshallah. But the view was nice. Got up there. I met some Arab Christians. They're very, very lovely people, very nice. I spoke to the what do you call it? The Greek Orthodox. I was gonna say monks, but I want to be stupid. The Greek Orthodox. The priests. That's the word priest. That's the word I'm looking for. The Greek Orthodox priests. Spoke to multiple priests that were there. They're very nice, very welcoming. Asked them some questions. The thing is, you see on the inside where they show the stone where Jesus supposedly sat on. I don't know if they said he was sitting on, standing on, whatever, but basically where he spent those 40 days. At least this is from what I think. Because they had the stone encased, like there was a case around it, and they showed a picture of him, like astaghfirullah, a picture of him standing on it. And so I don't know if they believe he stood on it, sat on it, whatever, but that's basically the spot where they say he spent 40 days, according to them, fasting or praying, or I forget. And the thing is, there was a sign there that said no photography. Don't take pictures. Don't do that. Like they didn't. They actually even asked me. They were asking all of us to have our phones on silent before we went in. I obviously wanted to respect that, so I didn't record. I recorded just before, right? But I obviously wanted to respect that, especially being a non-Christian. I wanted to, you know, go that extra step. But the thing is, the Christians who were in there, the Arab Christian family I met, they were pulling out their phones and taking pictures. Like, I can't. I'm not holding that against them. I'm just saying. I was like, okay. It's like, yeah. But you know, it was fun. What's funny though is that actually, so it was an Arab Christian family. The mom in the family, she had asked me a question. Like she didn't know. I guess she didn't know if I was a Christian or Muslim. Not at first. I did tell them I was Muslim, but which was fine. But she was asking me questions about it, and some fairly simple questions. And the thing is, I had done a little bit of research, and I had asked the Greek Orthodox priests who were there some questions as well. And so I was able to answer, and I was able to give some fairly satisfactory answers for a couple of her questions. They were fairly basic questions. They weren't like anything big, right? But, you know, because she was asking, oh, where is this found? Do you know where this is in the Bible? I said, I believe it's in the Gospel of Matthew. That in particular, I knew because there was, what do you call it? Next to the stone, because this conversation wasn't happening next to the stone. There's a staircase, you go up. This was happening at the bottom of the staircase, but at the top of that staircase, there's the stone, and there's basically in multiple languages, the Gospel of Matthew, where the story is depicted. I basically explained this is in the Gospel of Matthew, and you know this, that, the other, and you know a couple of other questions, and then eventually it's like I forget how I said it exactly, but I made it clear I wasn't I'm not Christian. Alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim. I made it clear I'm not Christian, and she was talking to her family like, how does he know all this stuff, this, that, the other? And then I jokingly said, "Mafrud ana as'alukum," like, shouldn't I be the one asking you guys, right? Because you're the Christians in here. I mean, jokingly, I didn't say it rudely, but you know, it's the kind of, and they were laughing. It was funny. They were. I was just like, no, shouldn't I be asking you guys? You're the Christians here. I should be the one asking questions and not knowing, right? I mean, I don't know much. I'm not an expert, of course, but that was interesting. And also, actually, I forgot to mention this. Just before that staircase where you go up to see that stone, you also down the stairs and a little bit before, like in the hallway before, there's a place you can go in where, from what I remember, this I didn't ask. I actually asked that same family, and one of their daughter, I think, she said that place was for that was where Satan tempted Jesus, supposedly, right? So it's a very small space, by the way. Like I'm a fairly tall person. It was very, like I almost had to crawl into it, right? And you know, you could not, even a very short person couldn't really stand up in there, not really. I would say the height was maybe about as tall as right there, which is about between 4 and 5 feet. It's a very tight space, and keep in mind, it's not like a square shaped room like a natural. It's like carved, not carved. It's like a dome almost. Like that's how the area was shaped. So you couldn't really stand in there, even if you were short enough. But yeah, that was quite interesting. Do the Greeks live in Palestine? Is it easy for them to get residency visas? Greek Orthodox Christians. Yeah, there are a lot of Orthodox Christians who live in Palestine. I actually don't know I mean, there is, so basically Jericho was like, because I would say Jericho was like maybe, that was because there were more than I thought. 10% Christian. Yeah, that's what I would say. No, they don't get residency. Oh, they don't? Oh, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure. I was going to say I'm not sure. But what do you call it? The Greek Orthodox, or the Orthodox Christians who were living there. There was also a Coptic church, actually, in Jericho, believe it or not. That I wasn't expecting. There are Palestinian Orthodox who live in Jerusalem and surrounding. Okay, interesting. I was aware of that, but, yeah, I mean, but those were, what do you call it? I know those. I mean, at least I think there were Orthodox living in Jericho. I mean, obviously I didn't go visit the churches, but except for the one on the Mount of Temptation. By the way, just so you guys know, that place I visited on the Mount of Temptation is considered a church. Just so you guys know. No one other than Jews get residency as immigrants. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. But unfortunately, but yeah, it is. I was, to be honest, I was actually quite intrigued by how many Christians were in Jericho. I thought it was gonna be one church, two churches. There were a handful of churches, like a decent amount, and also a Coptic church, which I wasn't expecting. And so that was cool. And there actually were. I was disappointed to see a couple of alcohol shops. I mean, I know there are a couple. I know a couple of places where there are some. Jericho turned out to also be one of them. I didn't know before. I mean, there's a Christian community, so I guess what do you expect? But I mean, no disrespect to them, of course. But obviously, I'm not going to support alcohol consumption in Palestine. So that was cool. All Sunni Muslims must you. Like, what does that say? Did I read it correctly? Yeah. All Sunni Muslims must unite. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. But that was cool. So went up the what do you call it? The gondola. Saw the Mount of Temptation. Saw like I said, the view itself is amazing. The view like that, even that I think would be enough. Visited the church that was there. It was cool. Saw that. Met some very nice Arab Christians. They were from Nazareth, by the way. I didn't make that clear. Sorry, this wind is terrible, but they were from Nazareth, and they were very nice people, very pleasant people, very just beautiful people. And then after that, on my way out, there was some people selling some souvenirs. I bought a kufiya, a hatta, or as we call them in Palestine, either way. And I have some images. I took some pictures and some videos of that, so you guys will see that. He wrapped it around my head in a way that they used to basically to shield you from the sun. Like they wrap it like this, and it goes back a little bit. It was really cool. I felt like an OG Arab kid when I had that thing on. And it was great. It shaded my face because I had a baseball cap, which is good. But that kept like my whole it shaded my entire head and my neck as well. That was really nice, and that was great. Of course, wore a lot of sunscreen because that sun was no joke. But so that was fun. Obviously, you came back down on the gondola, and then I went to the Old City of Jericho, which is quite literally the oldest city in the world. What's great about that place is they actually have ruins on top of ruins on top of ruins from different eras, right? So they had the oldest were from the 8th millennia, not 8th century, 8th millennia BC, the pre-pottery era. That's what they were. They had like some signs there. Pre was there from 6th, 7th century BC. They had a couple of them AD. It was quite amazing. And there were some, what do you call it? There's a place where they believe it was the tomb of some prince. There's also ancient wall. There's ancient remnants of an ancient wall that was built, like a city wall. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. And it's not very big, but it's not like very huge. I mean, cities a long time ago, even just a couple thousand years ago, weren't that big because they couldn't be because people generally had to. Like, for example, if you look at European cities, England, Rome, Paris, Berlin, whatever, all these cities are very, very small compared to American cities, right? So because the reason why is because obviously American cities were built in the last couple hundred years. European cities were built many, many centuries ago, most of the well-known ones. And so cities typically had to be small enough so that people could access everything within walking distance, right? Because obviously they didn't have cars, right? So things had to be accessible, right? You couldn't, the supermarket couldn't be, several miles away. It had to be close by, all the people living within the city had to live fairly close by. The city couldn't be that big because the amount of land and ground you can cover within a certain amount of time was limited because obviously they didn't have vehicles. Of course, American cities were built much later. Many of them, actually all of them, were built much later, and last couple hundred years. And so, of course, the last couple hundred years, transportation has drastically improved, and so American cities generally became much bigger, or were especially the later cities. Obviously, even the earliest ones, the original New York City is obviously nowhere near as big as the one that we have today, but even what do you call it? Cities like, especially to the Western United States, because those were built fairly later compared to East, much bigger than average European city. Let me see here. Let me check this live chat. Can't even imagine what the world looked like 1,000 years ago. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Or 10,000 years ago. It says 10,000. Yeah, 100%, man. You know, only Allah knows best. Allah knows best what it was like. And the thing. Well, actually, I don't want to. Well, okay, I don't want to get too much into detail about this, but let's just say that those ruins of people living there 8,000 years ago kind of puts a huge gap, a huge hole in the narrative of some political movements who believe that certain people have more rights to live here than others. Again, I don't want to be specific because I try to keep politics. I try to keep politics off this channel as much as I can because for other reasons. Of course, there are other platforms where those I do engage in. Just but anyway, but yeah, like that those ruins definitely put a huge gap in certain political narratives which have certain theories and beliefs about this land. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry guys about this wind. This wind is absolutely insane. It's beautiful. It feels nice on me, but it's absolutely insane. But yeah, alhamdulillah, those roads it was hot. It was very hot. Although not the thing is, you see, when I looked at the temperature, it was hot, definitely. But it's nothing hotter than I've experienced in California, right? I mean, the most extreme temperature I ever recall it hitting in California, I think in the most recent several months, it was 106, but that was for like 3-4 days. I'm pretty sure at one point it has hit 110 at some point. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, I can't think of an occasion, but I'm pretty sure at one point it had to have. A normal summer day in California is like mid 90s, right? Below mid 90s, sometimes high 90s. That's not unusual. So the weather in Jericho was around 100 degrees that day. So I was like, this is definitely hot. Like I wouldn't recommend most people go out in this weather, but no, it's nothing. I'm not used to. I've been on my bike in that weather before. I have gone on hikes before and walks before in that weather, right? I've done physical labor in that weather, in those conditions before, so it wasn't like that big a deal to me. It wasn't like we can't go today because it's too hot. Maybe for some people, I get it for some people, but not for me. But yeah, this trip has definitely been amazing. It is coming to an end, unfortunately. It is coming to an end. We'll be leaving here in the next couple days. I'm not gonna say exactly when, but we will be leaving here in the next couple days. It has been a huge blessing to come here. It's made a lot of memories. I always make memories. Memories are always what this place is filled with the most, in my opinion. Not just because this place is very old, but me personally, every spot, here you notice things, you notice places, you remember things a lot more often. You remember things in the past a lot more often, and you also think about the future a lot more often here, right? I know that, I don't know if that makes any sense, but because obviously my parents are talking about, there's a lot of family drama and stuff like that about future plans and future this and that, the other things I can't really get into, but and there's also huge emphasis on people growing, because every time I come back here it's always a few years later, and all my cousins are a little older or sometimes a lot older, and some things don't change, like the view I'm looking at hasn't really changed, with the exception of that building over there, but this house hasn't changed. My love for my home, but my perspective has in many ways. My perspective has, especially because I've grown and matured, and however much you might think, in the last few years, definitely I have grown and matured, at least to a certain extent. Learned a lot. I hope to learn more and mature more in the future. and I'm definitely not the same person I was 3 years ago, 4 years ago when I came here, 3 years ago. And I probably won't be the next couple. I probably won't be however many years. Maybe next year, 2 years from now, three. I don't know. But next time I do come here, I don't think I'll be the same person. In a good way. I mean, inshallah, in a good way. You grow, you learn, you mature. You gain new perspective. Being here is obviously a huge learning experience. It's also a good reminder about who I am, who I was, and who I hope to be. Definitely. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna miss having the mosque just down the street. I'm gonna miss hearing the adhan every single morning, echoing through the mountains. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss having live streams in Palestine. Of course, I'll be having live streams in America, but obviously, live streams in Palestine are amazing. I'm gonna miss Jericho water, right? I'm gonna miss all sorts of stuff, right? But at the same time, I do miss California. I do miss my home, as some of you might think that's lame. I do miss my home in California. I do miss my local masjid, my local community. Comes back, siwak in hand, long beard on face, as CEO of Inshallah. That's actually funny. I'm gonna read that again. Hold on, what was it? It says, a few years later, Ramzi comes back, siwak in hand, long beard on face, as CEO of Yaftawa, man. That's funny. That's funny. Inshallah, you never know, man. Inshallah, you never know. Oh, CEO of Yaftawa. Good one. Anyway, alhamdulillah, that's funny. But I definitely, I'll tell you one thing I definitely didn't have 3 years ago was a YouTube channel. I can't wait to see where all this will be in 3, 4 years, 2 years, 3. I don't remember. I don't know how many years, but in the next couple of years, it's going to be quite interesting to see how things are then compared to now. Right? It's going to be quite interesting to see how much growth, if any, is made. Because right now I'm talking to, it's telling me there's 3 people. I mean, that could be 5 people. It could be 2 people. I don't really trust this thing. But it says 3 people. Next couple years, I could be doing a live stream in Palestine, the same exact spot. And I could be talking to 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. Allahu Alam, I don't know. Well, it's one thing I've definitely learned from doing YouTube videos, YouTube shorts and stuff is you never really know how things are going to turn out. You really don't. Literally the first 24 hours of that last short I did, less than 100 views. 24 hours later, 1,300 views. Insane. I have some YouTube shorts that after several months have less than 200 views. It's crazy. At least I think I do. Less than 500, that's for sure, right? I've had YouTube shorts get over 2,000 views within 2 days, something like that. The YouTube short I did about when I was in Masjid al-Aqsa, one of them, I did multiple. One of them, got over 1,000 views within I think 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours, I think, right? So that was insane. So definitely don't know how things are going to turn out. As much as crazy as it would be to think I'd be talking to 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, I don't know, on stream in the next couple of years, as crazy as that may sound, and it does sound crazy, I'm not going to lie, but it's not I don't consider it out of the ballpark because I've been shocked before. I was shocked just yesterday, and and I hope for more pleasant surprises like that. And I do appreciate each and every one of you guys who's been following me along all the way, step by step throughout this journey. Obviously everything from the travel vlog I did to visiting Jerusalem I did multiple shirts in Jerusalem, to visiting Jaffa, visiting the Dead Sea, visiting Jericho. There we go. Sorry, that cut out. Visiting, the travel vlog, visiting Jaffa, visiting the Dead Sea, places, and there's so much more. I wish I could do more. There's so much more I wish I could do, but of course, based on circumstances, you can only do so much, and it's But I do definitely, obviously, inshallah, bi'idhnillah, this is not the last Palestine is seen of me. This is not the last you guys have seen of me in Palestine, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. It seems like YouTube is really pushing shorts currently, so that might be advantageous. These birds, man. Coupled with daily uploading and the controversial nature of this content. What's so controversial about this, man? I'm eating Palestinian ice cream in Palestine. Come on, man. Oh, man. Unless you're like one of those, unless you're like lactose intolerant or something, I don't know. But you know, it's definitely look forward to seeing what the future has in store. It's gonna be crazy. Inshallah. And of course, I plan on taking you guys all along with me. And of course, I do look forward to doing. I'll tell you one thing. Actually, you know what's one thing I do miss? I miss having. This is our life. Yeah, exactly, it is our life. Palestine is our life for sure. And definitely look forward to doing YouTube streams in back home in California. You guys can go back and see. You know, if you go back 2 months, you guys can see. Or a month and a half. You can see the lives I did. You know, sitting at my desk. You know what's funny, actually? You know, Khudr, because I think you're watching this. I remember the night before I left for Palestine, I was doing a stream, and you were one of the people commenting a lot. Yes, guys, I do remember who watches these. I do, especially because there's not that many. You know, Saikor, Haltam, Khudr, you know, Hamid Sharif, all these people. May Allah bless each and every one of you guys. I remember all you guys. Which you guys should enjoy, because, you know, Allahu Alam, if there's 50 people watching in a year, then it's going to be hard to remember each and every one of those people. But I'm sure this is closed. There. I'm watching. What gave you that idea? Because you were commenting earlier, that's why. Or the regulars exact. Well, I mean, if you were commenting earlier, I mean, it's kind of hard to watch a video. It's kind of hard to comment on a video if you're not watching it, right? I don't know if you can do that. But, you know, it's, yeah, it's definitely have been through a lot since that stream I did the night before I left. And I do look forward to doing streams at my desk, right? At my desk at home, which I do miss. I miss having my own room. I haven't had my own room in a month. I've had to share one with my little sister. And you might be surprised, but she's actually the messy one between us, right? Granted, she's a lot younger than me, but it's just like, you know, make the bed at least, you know. Can't make the bed. Let me readjust this, by the way. By the way, you guys want to see what this view looks like? Here, take a look. How beautiful is that view? How beautiful. Okay. Missing the blue background. Exactly. There you go. See, you remember the blue background, the blue, what do you call it? The blue wall. Definitely. That's awesome. Yeah. What are you studying specifically within engineering? Chemical engineering. That's what. I miss this environment. Yeah, I see. You know, that's actually something interesting. That's something I also do like about one thing I do appreciate. Although it is hard, traveling from Palestine to traveling between Palestine and California. It does get you to appreciate both worlds when you're in the other. Like when I left California for a month, going back, I'm definitely gonna notice everything. I'm gonna miss it. I miss everything around me. You know. It's different, of course it's different. And of course, no doubt, I definitely would, you know, if I could, I would definitely stay here if I could. But of course, I can't help but love California. I grew up there, born and raised there. And, you know, I miss my local Muslim community there, right? I grew up with that community. I miss the community. I miss that local masjid. I watched that masjid grow from literally just a tiny shed, right? Out like in a grass field to now very big, beautiful masjid. Being in a city is different, yeah. You know, I miss my local imam. I miss all my very close friends. Not too many, but you know, those friends I've had for a number of years who've helped me grow, who've helped, you know, good friends are those that remind you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those are the good friends, right? Good friend. Sirens in the background. Good friends are the ones that remind you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I definitely do have two of those back home. They don't know I have a YouTube channel, believe it or not. I never told them I have a YouTube channel. That's a whole different conversation, the reason why I haven't. Yeah, but it is, I definitely do miss back home. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely this view. This view is definitely something I'm gonna miss. I know I said that already, but I can't. I'm saying it again. The wind. Here I thought I was your sister and comrade. Who says you're not? You're here on YouTube. AD, your family thinks you're talking to a girl. Come on, man. What would they think when it turns out to be 3 blokes? Come on, man. No. They don't think that, man. Come on. They don't think that. I mean, let's just say I pick the times. I talk to you guys. I have live streams very accordingly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. What do you call it? No, yeah. I pick these times very thoroughly. But I mean, my uncle's in the house. My grandparents are in the house. Sometimes the sister's in the house. Sometimes that one is. Sometimes all of them are. Sometimes my mom and dad are here. They're not here sometimes. Whatever. Just, circumstances are different. Oh, I'm gonna miss my grandparents and my uncle around. I enjoy their company a lot. That's something I definitely, because we stay in the same house here. That's definitely something I enjoy when I'm here. I'm gonna miss all my cousins. How did I forget to say that? All my cousins, my grandmother, my other grandmother. So I have one grandmother here. She's from California, right? She was born here, but she moved to California a long time ago. And obviously I have another grandmother that lives here. And my grandmother that lives here, I'm definitely gonna miss her. I try to spend as much time with her as I can here, but you can't do enough. But I try my best to make as many memories and have as many moments like that when I can, as many as I can when I'm here. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's not easy being between two places you love. It is hard. You're going to miss the sand, the water, the air, all of what is Palestine. Exactly, 100%, every bit of it. The wind, every sound, every smell, every taste of food, everything, every color, every sunset, everything, literally everything. It's places, especially, I mean, of course, this isn't like, I'm not trying to say I'm special for being Palestinian, of course, I'm not trying to say that, but, when you come to a place like this, it really makes you appreciate, your family history, your origins, your ancestry, your traditions, getting teary-eyed now. Oh, sorry. You can just X out, or you can just scroll up or scroll down, or I don't know how this, you can whatever, you can click away if you like. But this place definitely gets you to, of course, whenever you go back to your homeland, it does, you go back to to see your family, see your land, see your family's graves, your family's cemetery. You see your cousins, your uncles, your family, all these things. When you see these things, it definitely does. And of course, you see all the political issues that are going on in places like this. It does create a whole other perspective, a whole other appreciation for who you are, what you are, where you're from. And of course, obviously where you're from doesn't make you a better person at all. I've met some of the worst people you can find here and some of the best people you can find here. Same thing works with the States, best and worst people live in California. But, it is, sorry, there's a lot of background noise in the wind as well. But definitely it is a perspective that it's bittersweet. It's nice to have, but it's important to have. It hurts sometimes, especially in moments like this, or the next couple of days when we're gonna have to leave. But of course, it's a blessing. It's bittersweet. It really is bittersweet. Road rage. Someone's going road rage. Walaikum Assalam, Community for Islamic Research. Walaikum Assalam. Good to see you. Yeah, it definitely is a unique perspective. I wonder if YouTube Shorts will still be a thing by the time I come back to next time I come back to Palestine. I feel like how can they not? I feel like they have to be, but at the same time, I'm like, you never know, right? You look tired and teary. I have no tears in my eyes. I'm not tired. I'm in deep thought. Let me see here. I'm not teary at all. I'm not tired. I'm just in deep thought. How did I just clear my throat and get the feeling I get when half the pool water goes into my nose? What are you talking about, man? You look cry? No. I'm good, man. Alhamdulillah. Like I said, I'm in deep thought 100%. But definitely have a lot on my mind. I won't keep the stream going on for too long. It's 51 minutes, 52 actually. Maybe I'll try to stop. I mean, ideally I like to keep them shorter, but like I got carried away as usual. I think I'll before 60 minutes I'll definitely want to end it. But you know, definitely. Oh, one interesting thing is one interesting thing when you like somebody once I've been asked not too many times but a handful of times by some people, and this actually adds some perspective. A couple of people have asked me, these people didn't really know me that well, but they sometimes, because by the way, just guys, fun fact, people can tell I'm an American, right? Even though I speak Arabic fairly well, they can tell from my accent, the way I speak, the way I pronounce some words, the way I use some words instead of these. They can tell you're an American, put it that way, because it's fairly well known in Palestine, especially in certain areas. A lot of Americans come home during the summertime and come back and forth between America and so it's not like abnormal to find an American. Like there's actually a set way that Americans more often speak than people who are who've lived most of their lives here, right? They can understand each other perfectly, but someone who's born and raised here can definitely, just from the speech, if it's obvious enough, for me it is, can tell not a foreigner, because I mean I have citizenship here, of course, but who speaks like a foreigner, who doesn't. It's very obvious to tell. But anyway, just from that, they were able to tell that I'm an American. Especially taxi drivers, when I'm in a taxi, they talk to me and stuff. Sometimes they'll ask you, do you pray? I've been asked that multiple times, and my answer usually, sorry, that was that. Do you pray? My answer to that is, well, alhamdulillah. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not just in Palestine, he's also, it's not like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in California. You know what I'm saying? Not physically in California, or obviously you guys get what I'm saying. It's not like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala isn't present with us when we're in California or when we're in a non-Muslim land, right? You guys all know this. All of you guys are pretty much from the West, most of you. Not all of you, most of you. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is he's closer to you than your own jugular vein, no matter where you are. So of course, I'd be like, طبعا يعني ربنا مش في California. It's like, of course, you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not with you in California, he's not aware of you in California. You think he only knows what happens in Muslim countries? Come on, man. Jokingly I say that, of course, right? But it does add perspective of, it doesn't make you any less, obviously we all know this, but it is kind of like a more perspective of, you're not, being in a Muslim country doesn't make you any more Muslim, and being in a Kafir country doesn't make you less of a Muslim. Some of the best, most pious Muslims I know are in the States or in the West, and also here, I know many pious people, many. I'd like to think that most of the people I know are fairly pious, but there are a lot of people, a lot more than you definitely would hope, who are not pious here, unfortunately. It's sad, but that's a reality. Wait, what's really bad? You look cry. What is the worst? That is the worst feeling. Oh, he's talking about when he cleared his throat. I was like, what are you talking about? There you go. Bruh. Okay, bruh. Yeah. But, you know, alhamdulillah. It's been a journey. It's been an amazing journey. And I'm definitely inshallah gonna get that Jericho YouTube short uploaded either today or tomorrow. I might do it directly after this, but I'm not sure. I try to time them accordingly. I might do it directly after this, but maybe not. We'll see. You guys, obviously, if your notifications are on, you should theoretically get notifications. Excuse me. Although I have heard that some people who have notifications on don't get notifications. I don't know why. It's strange. But in any case, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. But lay back fikum. May Allah bless each and every one of you guys for just in time, because there's some crazy background noise going on over there. Let me just read what these say. You are not going to be gone, aren't you? On average, how religious are people in Palestine? There are some places that are more liberal than others. There is a lot of fitna here. I'll just say there's a lot of fitna here, put it that way. What percent of people, to be honest, I couldn't tell you. It really is hard to tell what percent of people pray 5 times a day. But, because I mean, how do you know someone's praying 5 times? How do you know this guy's praying 3 times a day and not 5 times a day? How do you know that? You can't tell. It's hard to tell. You know, and obviously it's hard to tell. There are some people you would think you probably know, like, okay, yeah, that guy. It's hard. I find it hard to believe that guy actually prays 5 times a day. But in the end of the day, you really can't know. You can't know for sure. You have to send notifications to all. Okay, that's interesting. I never thought of that. You have to set notifications to all. So I guess that's something you guys' settings you guys have to do for yourself. You may have a limit to how many I don't know. SubhanAllah, I'm not sure. That's good advice though, definitely. Akhi Ramzi dodging the question. What question did I dodge? Did I forget? What question did I dodge? We're not going to be. Oh, is that the question? You are not going to be gone, aren't you? No, of course I'm going to continue doing this in California. This started in California. I think I'm not going to do it just because I'm leaving Palestine. I'm not going to do this, man. I don't think so. Not giving up that what we're doing, man. Definitely we'll be doing streams from my bedroom in California, from my desk. Definitely be doing YouTube shorts in California. Inshallah, doing response videos. You know, how often? Hard to say, but definitely we'll be doing some. You know, this is only the beginning, guys. This is only the beginning. Oh my God. I can't sign language. What's going on? Wait, can you guys see me? Can you see me? It's back now? You guys can hear me? Guys, if you guys can hear me, press 1. If you guys can hear me, type the number 1 in the live chat. See, I covered my mouth so you guys wouldn't know what I said. If you can hear me, type the number 1. Okay, there you go. There you go. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now I'm back. What I was saying was, Jazakallah khairan to each and every one of you guys. This is only the beginning of the journey. This is not the end. Even though we're leaving Palestine, we're leaving Palestine, this is not the end of the journey. This is only the beginning. So, Jazakallah khairan to each and every one of you. I hope you guys, each and every one of you, is there with me all along the way. But only time will tell. Till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.